Good evening, good morning, and welcome to our third episode of the IQ Club Talk Show. My name is Rico Chirume, and I'm going to be your host tonight. Joining us on stage will be the winners of the CHhas Talent competition, the Ohio Group. We've got an exceptional number of guests lined up for us tonight. They've traveled from all corners of the globe, and they've graciously accepted our invitation here at the IQ Club at the University of Information Technology and Management. Now, without further ado, last but definitely not least, this next guest hails all the way from, you guessed it, Vietnam. He's got a bit of a tongue twister of a name, so bear with me, guys. I'm only going to say his first name, but I hope by the end of the show we're able to say it together. Without any further ado, put your hands together for Tầng. Take a seat.
Thanks, bro.
My man, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. I mean, look at you.
Yeah, I try sometimes.
I still remember the guy who forgot the memo in the inaugurations.
I don't know what you're talking about. Right.
You're the only one wearing the red t-shirts.
I will cut that part out. Tầng.
Yes.
That's your official name?
That's my legal name, yes.
Okay, but that's not your whole name?
Yes, that's definitely not my whole name.
Right. Just so I don't butcher it, let's go with your full name.
Yeah, so, but full disclosure, in Vietnamese, we say our last name first and our first name last.
You say your last name first and your...
Yes.
Say it
we
again?
say our last name first and our first name last.
Now,
So-
is there a reason for that?
Because that's how the language works. It's a very different language.
Okay.
Yeah, so my name actually has 4 different words and 4 different syllables.
Uh-huh.
Each of them is a separate syllables. And you may have heard of other Vietnamese before. Like we have a lot of Vietnamese that share one common last name,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, but history aside, there's like 60% of Vietnamese have the same last name.
Doesn't that confuse you a bit, though?
No, we can tell each other apart.
With the same name?
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right.
So
Okay.
yeah, my full name is Nguyễn Mạnh Thái Dương. But
Right.
yeah, like you introduced before, was Dương, which is what my mom and dad would call me usually.
Yeah.
But I think we all call me with a different name.
Yeah, we all know you by Panda, but one more time, just slower. Your full name.
So Nguyễn
Yeah?
Mạnh Thái Dương.
What a tongue twister. Well, hopefully our audience will be able to master it by the end of the talk. We'll give them a bit of a quiz at the end. All
Yeah.
right. I'll just call you Panda.
Yes,
As
of course.
always.
Mm-hmm.
You've come all the way from Vietnam.
Yeah.
What brings you to Poland?
Well, you want the original version or the funny one?
Whichever one suits you.
Well, okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna go with the original version. Well, there's a thing that in Vietnamese we say with these 2 words, which somewhat means the same meaning as the word faith in English. So in Vietnam we call it duyên phận. But for me, it's basically a really stroke of luck
Okay.
that I end up in Poland, because well, I found out about this program called aviation management
Yeah.
when I was working back home actually, and I was working at an airport. And throughout the course of my years spending working at the airport, a lot of people advised me, like, because I didn't study anything about aviations at all. And just a lot of them professionals, like from all over the world, they meet me and they have somewhat the same advice that if I have a chance, I should go study about it. So I will start looking for like a year or so, and then I found out a program in Poland, which is in UITM, and I just tell myself, okay, maybe this is my chance to go study abroad, because I'd never been abroad before, like for a long time.
Yeah,
Vacation, yes, but never.
No, not like a full-time stay like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
So
Sure.
just so happened I have a year. I give myself a year actually, prepare everything,
Yeah.
save up some money, and then pack my bags, and yeah, now I'm here.
Did you know much about Poland before you came here?
Only some part of history.
Yeah. Just okay, the historical stuff.
Yeah.
And how did your family react when you say, okay, I'm going to Poland to Rzeszów?
Wow. Okay. First thing first, they didn't even know what the city was.
Yeah.
You know, they don't even know where it was.
Uh-huh.
I just showed them the website, the name of the town. Like, okay, I'm going here. And I obviously have to show them even like Google Maps and Street View. Okay, this is where I'm gonna be.
Yeah, okay.
So just in case you know where I'm studying. And yeah, the reaction is just, there's not so much like surprise because they always know that I wanted to go somewhere.
Okay.
Because my older brother, he spent 2 years studying in the UK. So
All right, so he'd been abroad as well.
yes, so and I always wanted to go ever since I was like 12 years old.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you're here doing aviation management, right?
Yeah, general aviation.
General aviation management. And how much longer do you have left with your program?
I think I have around 3 to 4 months left.
All right, so you're on the last stretch, huh?
Yes.
Coming towards the end.
Yeah.
All right, so you've been here for a while. We'll say 2 and a bit years, almost
2.5 years.
2.5 years. How's the transition been from Vietnamese culture to Polish culture?
It's quite a drastic change, to be
Really,
honest.
how so?
Because it's completely different cultures. In Vietnam, well, not to mention the atmospheres and everything, which we'll come to that later. But the culturally speaking, there's so much different. The language is different, the food are different, the habits, the behavior of people are also different. Because in Vietnam, even though there's around 100 million people in Vietnam, anywhere I go, I would feel like as if I know these people.
All right.
Because even though we never met before, and they are really, really friendly. I'm not saying that Polish people are not friendly, because many of my friends, they're really great people, but it feels a lot different because first, even in the language itself. In Vietnamese, we have around 17 to 18 different pronouns you can use to call other people.
So how's your Polish, by the way?
When I look at you, I can see my level of Polish.
Okay.
So somewhat the same, right?
Yeah. So not very good.
Yes.
You can order your bread and your chicken.
At least that, and tell them to like I pay by card, not by cash.
Card or cash, all right. That's
save the trouble.
That's all you got, yeah. And any culture shock when you arrived, when you're like, whoa, this is so different, or anything like that?
Actually, I did have culture shock, but it didn't hit me up until around like 3 to 4 months in.
Okay, well, you were here for a while. Okay.
Yeah.
So how was that?
It was a bit of a slow burn at first. Like, I didn't notice it at first, and then I thought, oh, okay, so people don't usually do things like in Vietnam where everybody greet each other with a smile.
Yeah.
And then, and also, of course, I'm as a foreigner here. Like sometimes it's, you get certain looks like, oh wow, I never seen a Vietnamese person or Asian people before. So there are people up surprises. So
it's a bit of a colder culture, maybe.
Yeah. There's a bit of difference there between the interactions from one person to the other. So yeah, that's the main thing actually. But other than that, I don't feel any like any drastic impact on the way I behave because most of my friends here are internationals. So. Yeah.
You got friends,
including you.
Yeah, well, I'm a very lucky guy. So your friend group is guys that you study with mainly.
Yes.
From all over. How's that been having international friends that also are going through the same thing as you? Maybe just they didn't come from Vietnam, but still, it's a new environment. How was that for you?
Oh, it's been wonderful.
Yeah,
it's been wonderful because it's somewhat of a dream come true for me. Like I could say quite a literal dream come true because I dreamed about this for a long, long time. And just so happened I met so many great friends and, either Polish or from anywhere else, which is, I don't think, is a really like a significant stroke of luck for somebody like me to have that many friends from so many countries and not just in one continent, all over the world, like all different continents. I think the only one missing is Antarctica. So.
Oh, okay. You can go make friends with the penguin and then you'll be sorted.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the next place.
All right, cool, Panda. I know you do a bit of work with an organization called InPro.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so it's a non-profit organization, non-governmental organization, sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, and they basically they help with the interactions of different cultures, different internationals within GIÁO and even more so within Europe. And yeah, I've been with them since mostly on and off, but quite often since December 2018, so 2 months after I got here.
Wow, okay, didn't waste time.
Yeah, and it's been great. It's been great. They provide me with a lot of chances to interact and learn and study about different cultures, go to different places.
Okay.
And before all of before everything got shut down, where we are now, I got a chance to go to so many different countries that I don't even dream of. But I think for me, I'm probably one of the lucky ones because thanks to my travel, or thanks to my interaction with so many international people, that I have a lot of friends that also share the same experience, but they live in different countries.
Okay.
So we organize like movies nights together. Like one guy from that's living in New York, one guy is here, and another friend is living in France, and we watch movies together every few weeks. I have calls with friends from home, my friends in Malaysia, or a lot of different people. So
one of the nice things about the 21st century is everybody's so well connected, right?
Yes, that's the best thing
just
about it.
Just a call away.
Yeah, just a way to make the best out of the situation at hand.
Great. Okay. So that's what you've been doing with Impo, and I know you also hosted a program called Open Cafe.
Yeah,
How was that?
It's a common space for international within GIÁO itself. On the smaller scale, is within GIÁO, and that people have a common space that come every week for at least 2.5 hours, so they can talk, they can share their experience, or they will have different topics that people can discuss. Something that, a neutral space for everybody to speak to each other, especially in English. And it's something that also run by a few other countries in Europe as well. They share the same program, and they do it in Greece, in Netherlands, in Sweden. So it's part of the
so there's
program.
like a whole community of you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's a whole community of you.
Yeah.
All doing the same program.
Yeah.
All right.
And tackle different social problems that people rarely talk about, for example.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. And tell me, we didn't discuss this before, but you mentioned a bit like that Vietnam and obviously Poland are different culturally. What about weather-wise? How's that been for you?
Oh, I miss the sun, man.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I miss the most. Yeah.
I can relate. I'm from a warm place too. So.
We're both from a warm place, just different direction. You're from the south, I'm from the east. So Yeah, and I mean, I'm fine with the cold. Yeah, the first time I saw snow was in 2018, which I feel like a 4-year-old.
How was your first experience with snow?
Speechless.
Yeah?
Yeah, just like, what is this slow falling water that just landed on my hand?
From the sky. Did you take lots of pictures for back home? Or?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I sent so many pictures to my friends, to my old co-workers, and they're so jealous of me.
I'm sure. So do you like the snow in general, or?
I like it when it's fun.
Okay.
When it gets too cold and get too snowy, then no.
No? Okay, so just for a bit and then...
Yeah, that's it. That's enough. Like my tropical, the tropical like personality within me, like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, all right.
I need something warm. I need like soup, sun, Yeah, so and a lot of like vitamin D's during the day, but during winter when there's snow, we don't have that much.
It's tricky. It's tricky.
Yeah.
I know you're also an avid photographer. How did you get into that?
Oh, that's quite simple actually. I got into that because when I was in high school, we did a lot of things in high school. We did plays, we did singing. We had a lot of memories in the class. Wow, it was a big class. We have like 58 different people in one class alone. And there was a lot of fun times. And I started bringing this small point and shoot camera to class, and I start taking pictures of my friends or videos of my friends that we're just having fun. And somehow it grew on me that maybe it's one of the ways that I can savor many of these memories. And then I got into photography since 2009. And it just kind of grew from there, from like a hobby to, there was a time where I do it like semi-pros. I start earning money from it as well. So now it's just something I do to express myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you take your camera with you everywhere you go, huh?
Every chance I get. Yeah, that I feel inspired, I would take it with me.
So this is a hobby you're going to keep on having for
life, and I hope I can turn it into something even bigger.
Yeah? Really? One day would you look to doing that like professionally maybe even?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, because there's nothing better than making a living out of something that you love.
Yeah, that you enjoy.
Yes,
yeah.
that you're passionate about.
If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, right?
Exactly.
That's the saying.
That's what it is.
Okay, so you're studying aviation, you're really passionate about photography. Any other hobbies or interests that you want to tell us about?
Cycling.
Cycling,
That's one of my favorite pastime activity.
Okay.
Because, when I was younger, we were, let's say, not that, we don't have a lot of money. Mm-hmm. My first bike was actually a second-hand bike that I got from my cousin.
That's what family's for, right?
Yeah, and I ride that bike every 2 hours. I do a figure 8 in front of my house because there was not a lot of space for us. So I just do that in front of my house. And it just kind of grew on me. I actually have my own bike back home that every weekend I went out for 2 bike rides, 35 kilometers around my city. And then I continue doing that here as well, and it's just feel really free, you know, when you ride your bike and if you're tired, you stop pedaling, but somehow you're still moving.
Okay.
And that's kind of like my philosophy in life is that even when you stop pushing yourself, you are still on the move because that's
always
how it
forward,
works.
huh? Keep
Yeah,
on
always
moving
keep
forward.
moving forward.
I like that. I like that. Vietnam, how's the transport system there compared to here?
Is one word? No, it's a combination of two words. It's organized chaos.
Organized chaos in Vietnam, huh?
Yes.
Yeah?
Personally, I've been in 7 different accidents.
Oh, wow. And you're still here to tell the story. You got all your limbs together?
Yeah, or just one bad knee.
One bad knee.
And I land on my face twice.
Okay.
Yeah, so
seem to have recovered.
Yeah.
So I guess do you prefer what we have here in Poland with the buses, the trams, or you still miss your scooter?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy public transportation. It's a really good incentive to use transportation instead of personal transportation, which we don't have in Vietnam. Like the only thing you can tell if the bus is coming is that you kind of like have to guess in Vietnam.
Is
it coming or is it not coming?
Yeah, it's the same in Zimbabwe. It's a feeling.
Yeah, exactly. You measure the wind.
I think it's 10 minutes away. All
it's
right.
a bit humid today, so maybe it's a bit slower, you know. But yeah, here I enjoy public transportation a lot, but I do miss my bike.
Yeah, there's no thrill in just taking the bus and looking at the app and 5 minutes.
Or maybe if you go on a date and then, I'm late, right? You need to pick up your date, you're not going to be able to make it in time on the bus.
Yeah. It's different. It's different. What's one thing that you would take back from Poland back to Vietnam?
In general, like in my personal experience?
For you.
For me? It would be a sense of camaraderie.
Okay.
Because despite all the negative side of things, there's always some bad things going on around. But I like to look on the bright side of things. Is that there's camaraderie. Is that the people that you meet, the story that you learn, like me as a photographer as well, is the smile that I save on my photos. I want to bring that with me. It's some sort of a message. Is that people are different, but they are the same at the same time, right? So I want to bring that back to Vietnam so that more people can get exposed to different cultures, different languages, different habits. Maybe they can always learn something new.
And is there anything that you did in Vietnam or way something was done that you like to bring back here? Maybe the public transport, like you said, or don't mention the weather, but something different, something that you like.
So from Vietnam to Poland.
Yeah.
The food.
The food. Right, yeah.
Just look at me, man. I'm the production of Vietnamese food.
Okay. Yeah. All right. How different is it? What's different?
Vietnamese food is basically is not that sophisticated.
Okay.
It's about balance.
All right.
It's not bland. It's not too salty. It's not too spicy.
All right.
It's not too sour. But it's all up to you. But the person who cooked the food will try to meet your balance. Everything is in one small packages. And whether you would want to decide is it spicy, is sour, is salty, it's up to you.
Okay. And
so, in a sense, it's kind of it's embracing you somehow.
And here it's not the same.
I mean, maybe they have different philosophy, but you can only do so much with potatoes. Come on now.
You can only do so much with potatoes. Yeah, they do love a good potato here. They do love a good
and
potato.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 3 words to describe your time here in Poland.
I'm going to keep it simple. Friends, adventures, explorations, basically.
Friends, adventures,
or more like self-exploration, but it's
self-explorations. Yeah. All right, Pan. And do you see yourself staying here for a bit longer, or does the adventure take you somewhere else?
It's a big world, man.
Yeah.
And it's just a start.
Just the start.
We both know that.
All right, we'll end it on that. Thank you so much for today, man. It's been a pleasure. One more elbow bump. There we go. All right, guys, give it up for Panda. Thank you.